lot of clouds. Rain might be coming. I don't know how great the sunrise is going to be. Okay, I'm kind of walking a little on the trail, searching for the sunrise. My pack and everything are still at the shelter. I don't know if there's going to be a opening point to see the view or what, but I'm just walking a little north on the trail to see if I could see that sun. So I never could find an opening further up on the trail. So I've doubled back, but it's like I could see this red glow coming from behind the hill, and I know that's where the sun is.
Yeah, this one doesn't need to be cooked. Just run all over the milk and blueberry.
No, we'll get one you need cooked.
Couple notable things about this hole in the tree. First of all, that's a pretty cool mushroom growing there. But if you look further back in the hole, you'll see something moving around back there. How you doing, Mr. Snake? How you doing, buddy? Oh, gotta focus. I couldn't hike with tunes and flapjack. I had too much inside my backpack. Blue blaze, yellow blaze, I'll never crack. I won't even try to slack pack. This is why I'm in the back. It's time for me to pick up the slack. Kazooie. Bark, bark, growl, woof, woof. Bark, bark, sniff, bow, wow. Snort, bark, bark, cough, whine. Bark, sniff, growl, sniff, howl. Banjo. Or bandit. Boom. So there's a place called the Captain's, and allegedly it's kind of like a big party zone slash hiker feed that goes on for a weekend, 2 weeks or so after trail days. And yeah, so It's straight ahead, it's real close. I've heard rumors about it. Heard that allegedly there's a zip line that you take across to get to the guy's place, the captain's place. But I'm not sure. We'll see when we get there, which will be very soon. But a lot of people have skipped the last 20 miles of trail so they could get here, and a few of them aren't even coming back and doing those miles. So. But yeah, there's a lot going on at the captain's, so I'm curious about what it might be. Alright, let's see how this goes. Yeah, it kind of sinks down a lot.
You got it, brother.
Alright. Alright.
Welcome to the captain.
Awesome. I think we can get up here.
I gotcha.
Oh, now my pack's stuck. Come on, Bandit. Come here. Come on. Come on. Good boy. So, went to the captain's and left without getting anything. I get there, they're completely out of soda, completely out of food, everything's gone. And I was gonna, there was two unopened, two uncut watermelons. I was gonna maybe slice up some of that and drink some water and then refill my water bottles, but as soon as I dropped my pack down, a big dog, bigger than Bandit, comes out wanting to fight Bandit unprovoked. And I'd heard that this dog had already almost gotten in a lot of fights yesterday, and that dog was kind of keeping its distance and keeping tabs on Bandit, and then as soon as I thought that was under control, this second dog, an all black dog, comes out and lunges at Bandit, and the only thing that kept him from colliding with my dog and getting the other one to gang up on it was I jumped over Bandit, I leapfrogged over Bandit and stared down both the dogs. So it's like, you know what, I'm glad a lot of people had fun at this hiker feed, but I got absolutely nothing aside from the zipline experience, which, I got absolutely nothing from it. I couldn't even stop long enough to refill my water. So it was more of an obstacle going out of my way to check it out and realize there was nothing for me there, because if I would have stuck around long enough, my dog would have gotten hurt. And their dogs would have gotten hurt. So I didn't feel like taking any trips to the vet. I didn't feel like body slamming somebody's dog into the ground, so so long, captains. So we are walking through an area known as the Cherokee Flats, and this area in the 1800s was hold on, Bandit's walking for me. These metal grates are really difficult for him to walk across, but he takes it in stride. A painful, awkward stride. Good boy, Bandit. Anyway, so this place is called Cherokee Flats in the 1800s. Railroads were built through the area, and several lumber companies opened up, and the land was basically stripped of all the lumber and had very little value to it. And after 40 years, the lumber mills all shut down, and it was basically known as the Cherokee Flats, because everything was flat. There wasn't much forest here, and nobody really wanted the land. So basically, the people gave it to the government, and the Forest Service picked it up, and through modern conservation efforts, it developed back into this big forest here in the big Stony Creek area, and that's kind of how Cherokee Flats has been restored and part of how it's used today, because people stripped it of all its value and beauty, and nobody wanted it. So the government got a freebie, and well, it is what it is now. Real beautiful forest. Forested creek bottom. Alright. Look at Bandit. He's trying to walk on the side. Not hurt his paws. He's a smart boy. A little too smart if you ask me. So, was wondering why I didn't see any blazes back at Cherokee Flats. For probably a solid mile I was walking off the trail. Maybe half a mile, but at least there and back was a mile out of my way today, so kind of sucks, but I'm back on the trail now. Saw the white blaze, so can never fail with the white blaze. I guess in that Stony Flats area there's just so many well-established trails, and that's dangerous when you put a well-established local trail so close to the Appalachian Trail, and they just kind of blended seamlessly together, and because of that I backtracked, and I didn't even realize it because I came out to the road and I saw a trail that stayed on this side, you know, about 1.1 from another shelter, but still early yet today. It's about 4 o'clock. Still got the opportunity to crank out another 8 miles. Yeah, I just hate it when stuff like that happens. You know, if it ain't the bad weather or bad feeling in your stomach, you know, then it's something else, like you get lost or some stupid disruption to a good, conducive, large mile day. That probably cost me a mile or two at the end of the day. We're at Bailey's Cap, and I'm not staying here because it has a huge mouse problem. Rapscallion. Oh wow.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How
I'm doing
You did
okay.
some time, didn't you?
Yeah.
And,
Oh wow.
hey, sweetie.
Isn't that's rain over there?
Yeah, but I think it's... which way is it moving? Seems to be staying over there.
Yeah. I'd love to camp here, but there's a wampa nearby. So, several weeks before I left on the Appalachian Trail, I wrote a little letter to myself, and I put it in the folds of this, and it says to open on June 1st of 2015, and today is June 1st of 2015. So I'm going to open this letter that I wrote to myself. It's been 63 days on the trail, so over 2 months now, and I'm going to see what this letter says. It's got a sunset picture at one of the Appalachian Trail shelters. Let's see. Ron, I hope you find this letter uplifting and helpful. I'm not sure on whether or not you are still hiking the AT as planned. Not sure if you have remained determined and inspired enough to keep up the hike. At the time of this writing, I am single after a bad breakup with Samantha. My funds are somewhere around $4,000 saved, and I'm working hard at 2 jobs to meet this goal. I want you to see if your goals are still in line or if they have shifted through unfolding events. Is filming what you thought it would be? Any friends or love interests revealed themselves? How is Sam? If it's been a while, maybe you should say something now. How is Bandit holding up? Anyway, wherever you are right now, I hope you are staying driven. I hope the people in your life see the love you have for them. Most importantly, I hope you keep up the effort. There are more than a few trails that need your footprints. November 10th, 2014 is when I wrote this. A lot has changed. I ended up saving about twice as much as I had around this time. I have been back together with Samantha. Wow, yeah. This is a lot of stuff. I didn't realize I wrote it so far, such a long time ago. But the most important thing is I am still trying. I am still walking, and I am still trying to hold this relationship with my girlfriend, even though I'm far and away. You know, this was such a long time ago, and we are in a totally different place. Me and Samantha, and we're still walking that trail together, the trail of our relationship, and I am still walking the Appalachian Trail. I am keeping up both the literal hikes and the figurative hikes, metaphorical hikes in my life. I'm really putting forth a determination and an effort that I haven't seen in myself in a very long time. So I'm glad I got to at least answer a few questions from my past self and put in perspective my current self, and maybe a glimmer of my future self is to be revealed just up the trail. And I don't know, I mean, I guess I was discouraged initially. I didn't feel like I was doing that many miles, but I look back at this letter and the place I was, you know, working 2 jobs, miserable, only halfway there, and I'm out here now. I don't have to work constantly, upwards of 60 hours a week. I'm out here enjoying nature every day, and sometimes nature is a challenge, sometimes nature is a dick, but I am in a better place right now. And I am holding together the relationships with the people I care about. And sometimes it's good to look back like this and see that you are in a better place and you are going somewhere in your life. And I'm really glad that I did this. I'm really glad that I wrote this letter back in November of last year. I feel like I can do this. I feel like I'm not the same person that I was. I feel like the trail is making me a stronger, more capable person. And I'm ready. I'm ready for what's next. Well, we're going to a Kelly Knob view. I think this is it right here. And here's the rain. Oh wow, you could see it coming. Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah. Get back over here. Oh wow. Okay, don't miss your step. Cool. A hole in the tree. Anything living in it? Hello, anybody home? I better get away from that thing. Alright, so we're kind of up higher elevation, and this thunderstorm rolled through, and some thunder cracked by really close to us, and it scared me pretty bad. Trying to get through this. I'm freaking out. Every large tree looks like a lightning rod right now, and I don't want to get anywhere near them. We're kind of exposed. We're kind of on the top layer of trees. There's nothing really above us. And if I get up to an exposed area, the rain comes on and off, and the thunder's continuous. I better get out the waterproof camera before this thing gets broken. Alright. So there's a thunderstorm. It's just coming through, and for a second there I kind of smelled like smoke from a fire. There was a crack of thunder really close to us, and I wonder if a tree got hit up here and was smoldering. I don't know. There's not really any spot for camping to have a campfire, and at this time of the day, not a lot of campfires are still burning. So I just smelled the smoky, singed, burning smell. And now it's faded off. It's gone. Well, we're somewhere past the 660-mile mark. We're at Laurel Creek Shelter in Virginia, and our hunt for the Appalachian Bigfoot has, as of yet, not been too eventful. But we're getting closer, and you can tell because back in 2012, the skunk ape himself has attempted hiking on this trail. So maybe he was visiting some relatives around these parts. I don't know. But yeah, so a hiker. His trail name was Skunk Ape. I'm guessing they're probably from South Florida or something, and were telling stories around the fire one night. But I don't know. But yeah, it was interesting. I just looked up while having a break, and how about that? It was interesting to me. Nick. It's just filled with caterpillar husks and caterpillar poop. It's they were there at one point. Several caterpillars living in this community, but it looks like a lot of the tents that they all live in are abandoned, and I think they're probably moths and stuff now. I'm not sure exactly how it works with them, but looks like all the tents are kind of in disrepair and at the end of their life cycle. We're at a beaver dam, and I just saw a beaver, or maybe it was a muskrat, but think that's a muskrat. Bunny, bunny, bunny. Bunny! What are you doing, bunny? What are you doing over there in the grass? I see into your eyes. I see your bunny eyes. What are you doing? What do you got there? What are you getting? Oh, wow. I think I see a tick on his neck. Yeah, what is that thing? It's totally a tick. How unfortunate. Stay. Hey, buddy. I don't mean to trail gate, but we're just gonna pass you. We're just gonna pass you. Okay. All right. See ya. Oh man. Today's been an exciting day. It's still June 1st. You know, I started the day reading that letter that I had written to myself. Let's see, over 6 months ago. And wow, look, another bunny. Oh my gosh. There's so much going on today. Look at that little fella. Hey guy. Hey, how you doing? Can I pet you? I just want to pet a bunny. Okay, you're not gonna let me pet you. You're gone. keep the wildlife wild. Anyway. Okay, so that just added another animal. I've seen 2 rabbits today, a deer, a muskrat, a box tortoise, and like, and I mean, it's just been an exciting day. There's been a lot going on in terms of seeing wildlife and the events. There's a lot of rain going on, but it's like on and off, kind of spotty. It's not like I did a crap ton of miles, but I mean, look at this field I'm going through. It's like Jurassic Park right now. But it's funny that June 1st, that center date, that first day of the month, and all of this has happened, all of this has occurred on the same day that I would read that letter that I wrote myself. And I don't know, it's just been eventful, and it's like all the wildlife are coming out. It's like they know that it's the first day of June, the month where summer starts, you know. And you start coming out, and I think we're going to start seeing a lot more wildlife. I did see a deer yesterday. A couple of days before that, I saw the tail end of a deer. I saw a deer today. This is something I went through the first 3 states and didn't see nothing. And slowly but surely, as I was in Virginia, I started to hear more and see more. And now it's incredible how it's all kind of unfolding, and all these animals are revealing themselves today of all days. All right, it is, oh wow, it's almost dark. We're gonna do 6 miles of night hiking to a shelter, and it's going to be like a 23-mile day. Now, there's 2 reasons why this is significant. 23 miles is the largest single day I think I've done to date on the Appalachian Trail. Also, any other time, it's my largest one-day hike. And it would be the only other time that I think I've consecutively done a 20 or plus miles in a row. So I've done several 20 miles in a single week, but spaced out like every other day. So if I did 20.4 yesterday and I do 23 point whatever today, then that'll be a new personal record. But the last bit of daylight, I wanted to show you this view here. You got a little bit of precipitation and fog lower in the valley there, and then off in the distance there's some city lights. I don't know what those are from, but it's really pretty. I'm going to try to get to a couple of other viewpoints before it's completely dark, but I mean, it's really close right now, so I don't know if I'll make it. But started off the night hike great. I identified another species of, well, I didn't identify it yet, but I got pictures of another frog that I haven't seen on the trail yet, so I'll have to go back in my Peterson guide and confirm the species. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what it would be. But yeah, now that I'm back in the shade of the trees, all the light is just blocked out. So I guess I'm gonna think about getting my headlamp out and focus on the trail. I hear the rumbling of thunder, and I think that was the crash of lightning. I don't know if the camera caught that, but moon's still trying to peek through, doing a whole lot of nothing out there. This will be great stock footage later. Le moon, she shineth through the clouds. She bringeth the light to the people at night. She's a beautiful moon. What the heck am I filming right now? There are several flashing lights. It looks like a flying saucer. It's the best way I could describe it. But it's not rotating. And it's not like changing direction. It's just massive too. On the opposite ridge. I don't know what it might be. But I thought I saw something smaller kind of go in the valley here. What is that? Okay, I think maybe it's a road. I don't know what that red thing, the red flashing stuff is down there. And I've lost it on the camera. See some type of towers. Something just flew over me. Heard its wings. I had no idea what it was, but I'm freaking out, man. Freaking out now. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. The trail. Check out where the trail was. You can't see it, but it's basically just like a totally vertical pathway. And I had to there's just a lot of cliffside scrambling. The sign says the Eastern Continental Divide. The Gulf of Mexico is 1,920 miles that way, and the Atlantic Ocean is 405 miles that way. But I don't know how far the shelter is. I've been up here hiking for quite some time, and very rough trail conditions in the wet and very rough trail conditions in the dark, and I'm facing it in the wet dark. And I'm getting kind of agitated because I haven't even started the downward plunge down to the shelter, the downhill hike. Because I'll start to go downhill, and I'll think, okay, this is it, this is where it's starting, and then it'll level out again, and I'm flat, and I realize I'm still on the top of the ridge, riding the ridge. My feet are starting to hurt, you know. I'm pushing on to do 23 miles today, after doing 20 yesterday. I mean, I need to get my feet dried out, and I need to, settle down, and if there's not room at the shelter, that means I need to set up a tent, too. Which could really suck. It could be very late before I get to bed tonight, and more than likely I won't be getting up very early tomorrow. So, hiking north on the Appalachian Trail, and it's now June 2nd. I did make it into that shelter last night, but it was packed. So I ended up sleeping under a picnic table on top of a bunch of uneven rocks and things. It wasn't the best, but right before I got into camp, I was frustrated of how I wasn't at the shelter yet, and how it had already seemed like I had gone 6 miles and I wasn't there yet. And so I was going down the hill. I rolled over onto one of my ankles, and I didn't sprain it or anything, but it hurt. And the top of my lungs, once all my frustration had accumulated, I just shouted the F word as loud as I could. Took 10 steps and realized the shelter was right there. And yeah, in the morning, probably about half the people at the shelter woke up and did hear that. And I heard a little bit of the discussion this morning, and I kind of just hid under the picnic table in shame. But I started to explain what happened, and yeah, it was very understandable given the terrain and how everything was. But it's just kind of funny the way that things like that play out. Hey, little fella. No, don't you strike at me. Watch out, Bandit. Get back. There's a snake. A little sneaky snake.